The enigmatic Ames Room, the classic size warping illusion. The Ames Room remains one of the most iconic walk-in optical illusions. Originally created by ophthalmologist Adelbert Ames Jr. in 1946, this trapezoidal room is built in such a way that one corner is much closer to the observer than the other, yet appears square from a specific viewpoint. When people stand on opposite sides of the room, one looks like a giant while the other appears tiny. The illusion works only when viewed from the peephole, which flattens the 3D space into a 2D image, tricking the brain into assuming everything in the room is normal. Tilted room exhibits, defying balance and logic. Stepping into a tilted room feels like entering a world where gravity has given up. These rooms are constructed with slanted floors, angled walls, and skewed furniture, confusing your inner sense of balance. Objects roll uphill, people lean without falling, and water flows sideways at least. That's how it looks. Tilted rooms rely heavily on the force of perspective and the expectation that walls and floors are perpendicular. When that expectation is broken, your brain can't immediately adjust, causing everything to feel off-kilter. Floor paintings that come to life. 3D from the right angle. Artists like Edgar Muller and Julian Beever have taken street art to another dimension, literally. Their 3D pavement artworks, often created with chalk or paint, only reveal their magic from a specific angle. Viewed head-on, a simple flat floor transforms into a gaping canyon, a rushing waterfall, or even an erupting volcano. The magic lies in anamorphic perspective, a technique that stretches the image across a surface, so that it appears 3D only when seen from a particular viewpoint. Though you can't physically walk into them, these illusions offer interactive experiences as people pose on what appears to be narrow ledges, broken bridges, or giant creatures. The hole in the ground, chalk drawings that swallow you whole. Similar to 3D floor paintings, hole-in-the-ground chalk illusions have taken social media by storm. These masterpieces create the terrifying illusion of walking on the edge of a deep chasm, sometimes with terrifying realism. Because they rely on precise geometric distortion, these illusions must be viewed from a certain position to truly work. The combination of shading, vanishing points, and contrast tricks your brain into perceiving extreme depth on a flat surface. Many public events in our festivals include artists who demonstrate these illusions live, allowing viewers to interact, pose, and experience the illusion for themselves. Infinite mirror rooms, when space has no limits. Step into an infinite mirror room, and you'll feel like you're floating in another universe. Using mirrors on all sides, sometimes even the ceiling and floor, these installations create the illusion of endless space. Japanese artist Io Okusama is perhaps the most famous creator of these environments. Her infinity mirror rooms feature hanging lights, glowing orbs, and reflective pools that seem to stretch on forever. Each visitor appears as a repeated reflection, giving the sensation of walking through a dreamscape of endless versions of yourself. Trick hallways, the corridor that plays with scale. Some museum exhibits feature hallways designed to fool your sense of depth and size. Through clever use of forced perspective, one end of the hallway appears much larger or smaller than it really is. The trick is in how the hallway narrows or widens, while maintaining consistent visual elements like tiles, lights, or wall patterns. As you walk through, your brain continuously recalibrates your understanding of the space. Interactive floor illusions, tiles that bend reality. Museums and experience centers increasingly use interactive floor tiles that warp space visually. Some are printed with swirling patterns or checkerboards that appear to sink or bulge. Others react to your movement, changing color or shape in ways that enhance the illusion. The key here is pattern design. Optical illusions like the cafe wall or Hermann grid create motion and depth where there is none. Walk on these tiles and your eyes start to question everything you see, making even a short walk an unforgettable experience. Escher-style staircases, the endless climb that goes nowhere. Inspired by M.C. Escher's famous artworks, real-life recreations of impossible staircases have found their way into museums and interactive exhibits. While you can't actually walk an endless loop like in Escher's relativity, clever construction allows for localized tricks where the path seems to defy gravity. These stairwells often involve strategically placed mirrors, false floors, and visual cues that convince your brain of impossible geometries. Houses with warped walls. Architecture as illusion. Some illusion museums and themed houses are entirely built around distorted architecture. Sloped walls, twisted doorframes, and tilted floors make every step a confusing adventure. It's not just visual, your sense of balance and orientation are constantly tested. Unlike the controlled precision of Ames rooms, these warped environments immerse you in an ongoing illusion. You walk, lean, and shift as you try to navigate spaces that obey no architectural logic. Mirror maze walkthroughs, where you are everywhere. Mirror mazes are popular at amusement parks and science centers. With mirrors placed at 45 and 90-degree angles, these walkthrough experiences make it nearly impossible to distinguish real paths from reflections. You see endless versions of yourself and others, often leading to unexpected surprises or minor bumps. What makes these rooms so tricky is their symmetry. Unlike infinite rooms meant to impress, mirror mazes are meant to confuse. Rotating sculptures, when flat art comes to life. Some sculptures appear flat from one angle but morph as you move. These kinetic or anamorphic pieces are usually built from slats or panels, positioned in a way that only reveals the full image when seen in motion. What seems like a two-dimensional cutout suddenly becomes a fully formed 3D object as you walk around it. Artists like Julian Voss André have mastered the technique of creating transparent figures that disappear and reappear depending on your position. Moving walls. Forced perspective that plays tricks. Some interactive exhibits feature walls designed to move as you walk past them. Using shifting patterns, angled surfaces, and clever lighting, the walls seem to wave or ripple with your movement. This illusion takes advantage of motion parallax, a depth cue, where objects closer to you appear to move faster than those further away. Combined with repeating geometric shapes, it creates the uncanny sense that the walls are alive and responsive to your presence. The portal window, a view into another world. Finally, there's the window that isn't a window at all. Crafted with backlit LED screens, realistic imagery, and occasionally curved glass, these installations simulate a window that opens to an entirely different environment like an alien world, an ocean, or even outer space. These illusions blur the line between digital art and physical architecture. Some use AR, augmented reality, to change the scene as you move, making the illusion even more interactive. The power of perspective. Why these illusions matter. Walk-through perspective illusions do more than entertain. They demonstrate how easily our brains can be manipulated by cues like light, shadow, angles, and distance. In a world where reality often feels concrete, these illusions show us that what we see isn't always what is. They also spark creativity, make art more interactive, and bring joy to people of all ages. Whether it's the science behind an Ames room or the artistry of a 3D chalk drawing, these illusions invite us to see the world differently, and sometimes that's exactly what we need.